Here we go.
What's up, everybody? How are you doing? And welcome to the Chapman Show. I'm your host, Joel Chapman, and my goal is to have one of the most awesome shows, podcasts, art, and have like the biggest art premieres ever. But I want to talk about the Israel Adesanya and the Robert Whitaker fight tonight at UFC 243 in Australia. I wish I could be there, but I want to give you my analysis and my breakdown on what I think that you will see in this fight. And my possible predictions, it's hard to have a prediction on something like that because I feel like you just do not know what is going to happen. Okay, Israel Adesanya, he is undefeated. He is more of a striker, very good fighter, extremely explosive. I love his fighting style because I did kickboxing myself. I did taekwondo. He uses more of a taekwondo type of style. You know what I mean? Very fast, very elusive, very good striker. He mixes up everything well. He traditionally started out as a kickboxer. I watched a lot of his old film. The dude is just a savage. Very good fighter. Robert Whitaker, he's an extremely good fighter as well. He fought at 170 for a long time. He ended up coming up to 185 and just being a complete stud. I believe he is on a 9-fight win streak. Now, they have two very different styles. You know what I mean? The style Bender, he's more of a striker. He just stands up. He picks you apart. He is a pinpoint accurate striker. So for this fight, I feel that Israel Adesanya, I feel like he definitely has the advantage standing up, no doubt about it. But the thing is, Robert Whitaker, he is a good wrestler. So the thing is, he can nullify that striking with the threat of a takedown. Not necessarily getting a takedown, but the threat of a takedown. It changes the dynamics of everything. If this is a straight kickboxing match, of course, Robert Whitaker wouldn't stand a chance. I feel like Israel Adesanya would easily pick him apart. But the thing is, this is a mixed martial arts event, and it is completely different. The rules do not apply the same when you step inside of a cage or a ring or MMA rules, period. I mean, they are two completely different sports. So the thing is, for example, why Khabib was able to land that good overhand on Conor is because of the wrestling aspect. If you have to watch out for that takedown, that always changes the dynamics of the fight. And I feel like you're going to see that dynamic in this fight as well. Because Robert Whitaker, he might go for the takedown. Don't get me wrong, Israel Adesanya has extremely good takedown defense. He showed that in the Kevin Gastelum fight, and he showed that he can dig deep. He showed that he was tough. He said, from what I heard that he said, I didn't hear him say it in the fight, but he said, I'm willing to die in there. The dude, he has a strong mentality. I mean, he's just a savage. But like I said, that threat of that takedown is always there for Robert Whitaker. You know, will he get the takedown? I don't know, but he probably will go for it if he's in trouble. Now, if I had to bet any money, which I would not bet any money on this fight because I feel like it could go either way. But every time I seem to see Israel Adesanya compete, he seems like he gets better, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, Robert Whitaker, he's had 2 wars. But the thing, a lot of wars, but his last two fights have been wars with Yoel Romero. I was actually in Chicago for his last fight, the main event. I watched it with my own 2 eyes, and that was a war. That was a very hard fight, so he has a lot of miles on his body, period. But he has had a lot of time to recover, but he's had a lot of injuries in that meantime, so I really don't know. I feel like Israel, he's the more fresh fighter. He's been through less wars. He's a lot younger. I don't know. But the thing is, Robert Whitaker, he does have that experience. Experience definitely matters. He's been in the ring or the cage with some very tough guys. So if I had to bet it, if somebody held a gun to my head and was just like, you have to pick one of them, I would probably pick Israel Adesanya though. And this is really weird that I'm picking away from the experience. It's very weird that I would say that. I'm gonna tell you why I say that, because I feel that Israel Adesanya, he always gets better, and I feel like he's worked on those little holes. I feel like he knows, if I know that Robert Whitaker could possibly be going for that takedown, I feel like Israel Adesanya and his camp are ready for that possible takedown. And the thing is, if he could get comfortable, if he could just, if he could just start letting loose his striking very fluently, it could be a very short night for Robert Whitaker, or it could be a very long night for Robert Whitaker. Because the thing is, Israel Adesanya, he seems like he's a very fluent type of fighter. So I feel like once he gets in that zone, I don't know, and he had problems. Speaking of Robert Whitaker, he had problems. He lost to Steve Wonderboy Thompson, and that's a very similar style. They have very similar builds, and I feel like Israel Adesanya might be a bigger version of Steve Thompson, the Wonderboy Thompson. So that's another variable that I took into account when making my prediction. Don't get me wrong, Robert Whitaker is tough as nails. He could definitely easily win that fight. He could definitely grind that fight out. I think that it will either end in a 5-round decision, or Israel Adesanya will get some type of TKO or type of stoppage later on in the fight or early in the fight. Just my opinion. Robert Whitaker, he could win that fight. He could prove me wrong. He could. I really don't know. I mean, I haven't seen Robert Whitaker fight in a long time. I've seen Israel Adesanya fight a little bit earlier. So let me know what you think. Do you think my prediction is wrong? Do you think that Robert Whitaker is just going to go in there and mop Israel Adesanya up? And another variable that people need to take into account is the size crowd. The crowd, the size. This is 56,000 people in that stadium. That is insane. That's completely insane. And another thing is, Robert Whitaker is at home. Sometimes that pressure at home, it gets to you. It gets to you. And I feel like Israel, he doesn't have as much pressure on his shoulders. But then again, if Israel does win this fight, he will pretty much be one of the faces of the UFC. So there is a little bit of pressure on that. But I feel like it's always a little bit more pressure when you fight at home. Just my opinion, because I fought at home, and when I fight on the road, I don't care. I know people are there for the other guy. It doesn't make any. It just makes it so much easier for me. I can just go in there and do me and not even have to worry about that. So once again, let me know your predictions. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think, and if you really want to get nice, please share my video and subscribe to the Chapman Show. Thank you, everyone, and let me know what you think.